Be the first in the United States and one of the only ones citywide in the world where the residents of the city could decide how some portion directly decide how some portion of the city budget is spent. So remember to turn over your ballot.
You said 3 questions. Which are the 3 questions?
Well, it's the 3 proposals. The campaign finance, about the matching funds, the creating the civic engagement commission that would arrange for the citywide participatory budget, and the term limits for community boards. Those 3 things.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Go.
You went to meet with the MTA. Did they say anything about whatever they're doing here? Islands, or what are they doing along Boston Road? Those bus
No, we
islands?
didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
No, they just had us do a sort of workshop style, basically do what's online. They wanted to know what bus routes we took, when we took them, where we were going, when we took the bus, and then they asked us things like, what would you prefer? More frequent buses or buses that cover a wider area? So they just wanted to know sort of what people want and how we use the bus system. And then you can make specific suggestions for your own route. Or
Did they say anything about stacking the buses? Like we get no bus for an hour, and then there's like 3 of them in 10 minutes.
Right. I mean, they didn't really offer a lot of explanation, or they just wanted to hear our suggestions. It was more an intake thing, but they said they're open to any kind of suggestion, like more limited buses, having every route have limited buses.
And what is the link to get those suggestions to the MTA?
There's cards on the table with the MTA logo.
Find out, it's all on the website.
Looks like this.
Okay.
So just go on there, fill it out. I'll answer the Boston Road question. I want to get our Assemblywoman on here. So big thanks to Diana. It's not often that you hear about because you go to vote, yeah, you're voting for people, but you're also voting for actual things. Like I'm a big proponent of term limits for community boards because some of them are on there forever. Anyway, so all right, so we have a new Assemblywoman for our district. This is our second time at the meeting, but we need more women in government, and it's great that we have more women in government now. So please welcome our Assemblymember, Natalia Fernandez.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. First and foremost, thank you for having me here at Bronx Park Basic Community Association. Round of applause for Raphael for always doing such a diligent job. And to each and every one of you for participating in your community concerns and putting them together and letting people like me know about them so we can do something about them. I am the newest Assembly member, maybe not that new because I've been a familiar face, and I started once I won the special election back in April, so I think I was in May or June, one of the last meetings of the summer, so welcome back, Nicole. I hope your kids are enjoying the first couple months of school and that they're studying hard. But my first couple months in the Assembly have been great, and I really can't thank the community for being very supportive, very informative, and really just keeping me on my toes because this job is obviously very important and I want to do the best for you. So I've enjoyed working with this community more than ever and, together making our home great. But I think I said last time the committees that I entered on once I stepped into the Assembly, I was on mental health, alcohol, substance abuse, social services, parks, recreation, tourism, cities. I think that was it. Did I name 5? I named 5. But I've taken them very seriously and have tried to give each committee a focus and really put my legislative efforts towards them. Mental health being a prominent one for me. Just last week I held the Thrive NYC workshop. I see someone that was there. I hope you liked it. It was good, right? Well, we're going to do it again, now on the other side of the district at North Central Bronx. And right before, the same week that event happened, with the mayor and the NYC Thrive program, I'm an ambassador, I guess they want to call me, being one of the only 2 Latinas on the committee in Albany. for the Latinx Thrive NYC program. And that one is promoting mental health services and awareness to the Latino community because unfortunately in this climate of life, Latinos are going through a lot of stress. We've seen this as a family separated at the border, we've seen ICE going everywhere, and it's just a constant strain and a burden that the Latino community has been going through. So New York City, along with the state, is trying to tell you that there is help out there. Do not be afraid to seek help. Don't think that you should be ashamed or embarrassed. Even if it's just finding a therapist to talk to, it's okay. So with that, know that mental health is wealth, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that services are available. And while I'm on the topic, I can say that I did do something. Once I entered into the assembly, I asked right away, where is the discretionary funding? Because we didn't have a member for the last 6 months. I don't even know what Mark did the last year because then I was with the governor. But with the capital money that I guess was allocated to him wasn't used, I gave $500,000 to Yeshiva University to update their mental health clinic. So, thank you. And that clinic is open to the public. You just need $5 to get whatever services, whatever insurance you have, they take. And it's just very accessible. So please spread the word. Right now it's on Morris Park Avenue, and I believe, I forget the cross street, but it's right across the street from the Cone Law Office. And hopefully in a year or two, it will be moved on to Jacoby campus. In addition to that, the little bit of discretionary funding that was left for this year, I allocated to our libraries. So that's Marshall Parkway, Allerton Library, Pelham Van Nest, and Morris Park Library. So each library got $15,000 in state funds. With that, and talking to the libraries, so that money's going to go towards additional programs or updating supplies, computers, chairs. I know Pelham Parkway wants to create a tween area, not so much a teen or a kid, but a tween for the middle age group, and just really improve the libraries. In talking to them, I did find that our libraries are not really ADA accessible. I think only one has a mechanical door with a button. So that's going to be a focus that I hope to achieve soon to get every library ADA accessible. In addition to that, parks, recreation management, I take my parkways very seriously. So I thank again Rafael and everyone that has said anything about our parks and the need to improve it and protect it. Thank you for also being that cheerleader towards it. But I've met with our commissioner, I love the commissioner, Iris, about Pelham Parkway and Washington Parkway. And I hope to be able to, if anything, give a little something to Marshall. Nothing against Pelham Parkway, but we know it's getting updated and there's a whole construction plan going on, so we want to make sure that is going according to our knowledge and our wishes. I know there's been talk over the summer about trees that have been wrongfully cut down or targeting new trees, so we're trying to protect the parkway as best as possible. And if anything, make these trees a landmark. I think Allerton, not merchants, the homeowners, they presented that idea, so I'm looking into that one as well. What other communities do I have? Alcohol, substance abuse.
Lines painted on the streets.
The lines painted?
And the street, Washington Parkway has almost no visible lines. It's
Well,
3 lanes, it's allowable boarding. That's a lot, they're allowed to go faster on that road.
30. I think it's 35, I'm not sure.
But there's no lane. So it's extremely dangerous. So to protect the trees, let's keep the cars out of the park.
No, absolutely, and I went to a few visioning meetings with the Friends of Washington Parkway group, and we discussed even getting some, I don't know how to describe it, but not cars, any car that comes off the curb, they're ruining up the grass. We want to get like some nice cobblestones or just extra pavement, so we don't have, any grass being lost. But the lines, I will take a look and see that they get repainted to the councilman over there. Our new district leader, if I may add, jumping down to elections, this September 13th, I was not on the ballot. Thankfully, nobody decided to challenge me. But let's tell that.
Yeah.
But I did bring a new team with me. So we have our current state committeeman, who, if I can always keep it that way, stay my state committeeman, Joe McManus for the 80th. Our new state committee woman for the 80th is Jean Hill. She is the Tracy Towers Tennis Association and also the chair of Committee Ward 7. And she couldn't be here tonight because she has her tennis meeting today. In addition, we have two new district leaders Flora Markai. She is community resident of Pelham Parkway. She's been involved in the Albanian community for a long time, and now in the past few years she's been reaching out more. But tonight she had work, so she couldn't be here either. And our male district leader, John Zaccaro, I hope that's a familiar name and face. He is also a resident of Pelham Parkway. He is chief of staff to Councilman Salamanca, and he has been a Bronx active Democrat and volunteer for a few years now. And he's done very good work, I want to say. It was actually the help that helped get the lights working back on Shula Parkway, because over the summer, their street lights have been off for like nearly a month, and he pressured DOT to get that. So I believe we have a good team with myself, and next time this meeting comes around, I'll make sure they're here to introduce themselves. And I've been telling Joe we want to have like a meet and greet event, so I'm working on that schedule. But I guess my schedule and what I plan to do with the district, my office has always been open, my doors have always been open, my phone, whatever, I'm always reachable. So please know that any question, concern is easily attainable, and I'm accessible.
Before we take questions, I just wanted to reiterate this. I speak about it at as many meetings as I can go to. There's a lot of needs in our city. We talk about, building more housing, and to me, we are an underserved city. Because for how many people live in your city? 8, 9, 10 million people? 8.5. The big things, I have 3 main things. One is parks. And parks a lot of times gets ignored on the city level because, we need firefighters, we need police officers, we need this and that. And then parks, we don't really need parks. If you didn't have a park in your neighborhood, you would go crazy. They are spiritual refuges. They are a reminder that we are a part of nature. They relax you. They're a place for clean air, so less of our children have asthma. We don't have enough parks maintenance workers. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about part-timers or seasonal. We need full-time maintenance workers, and we need at least 250 citywide. So I know you're on the state level, but when our new state senator comes here, when our council member comes here, we keep pushing this, because this has been ignored for many, many years. When I started doing community activism, the first thing was barbecuing on Pelham Parkway, and then how much of the mess it leaves, and it's there for 2 days. Well, you know what? We don't have enough parks workers to clean up every day. Same thing on Bronx Park East this past year. I had to clean up between Allerton and Pelham Parkway North on several occasions because they didn't have the staff. And so it's just 250 workers full time. It's really not a lot of money. The second thing is crossing. What?
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money. Okay, Joe. The second thing is crossing guards and traffic agents. I'm wearing a PS 89 shirt because every single day you'll see the principal of PS 89 directing traffic at the corner of, I believe it's Paulding and Mace. It's either Paulding or, it's right across from the deli.
It's between Williamsbridge Road and Bronxdale. Forget about it.
Between Bronx and Williamsbridge, yes. They have a crossing guard at Williamsbridge and Mace, but this intersection is, I taped it. I sent it to News 12. Unfortunately, they weren't able to come. I'll show you a video. I'm gonna post the video tonight on Instagram. It is madness, and it is a blessing that he hasn't gotten hit. And look, there may have been Bronx Times articles about Principal Martinez. He's one of the sweetest people. He is one of the most hardworking DOE staff I've ever met. And he's out there every day, and it's just, someone's gonna get hurt. And so we really need more crossing guards on the city level, because last time I requested this when Jimmy Baca was councilman, Fort Police said, we're only allocated 30 or 31 crossing guards. Another thing is the traffic agents. Allerton and Bronx Park East, Pelham Parkway, Boston Road, Waring Avenue and Boston Road. It's Sakam Bapam. They put a traffic agent. They take him away 3 weeks later. Put a traffic agent there. No, take him away 4 weeks later. We need more traffic agents allocated to the Bronx. We get ignored, but if NYPD has the ability to hire more, there won't be an excuse. So every day during rush hour, Bronx Park East and Allerton and Pelham Parkway, Boston Road, and Boston Road, Waring must have a traffic agent directing traffic, because it's madness. We have the Pelham Parkway reconstruction project going on. We have the Boston Road reconstruction, and where's the full-time traffic agents? I'm not talking about 2 days a week. I'm talking about 5 days a week. And the other big thing is I would say it's kind of altogether the homelessness / mental health / substance abuse crisis, and that, you know, people talk about, oh, it was on the news earlier this year. It's okay. It was earlier this year about the Pelham Parkway, White Plains Road. About, oh, there was,
Sorry, I didn't mean to, you know, sorry.
Okay, Bruni.
Yes.
earlier this year, it was about the homeless people on Pelham Parkway, White Plains Road. We had one, maybe two homeless people. The rest of them were addicted to K2. I'm not sure the exact drug, but and other drugs like heroin and things like that. And look, that's ongoing. But these are people who they're addicted. It's addiction, and we need. If you know what, the federal government's not going to change for at least another 2 years. We can't get the federal help that we need. We need to act as a city and as a state to fund these programs. And I think I'm going off a little bit on a tangent, but New York City we can't raise money because New York State forbids us. Our income tax,
No, you can raise real estate tax.
the real estate tax. So we're going to be taxing homeowners.
No,
Why do you
no.
wanna raise the real estate, and then what happens?
What about businesses? What about the utilities?
What about?
Con Edison pays real
Well-
estate tax. Businesses pay real estate tax.
All right, so I'll get off this. All right, I should have read up a little bit more. Anyway, in our community, you see it right away. You go to Allison Bronx Park East, you have a group of 6. They're probably undocumented immigrants, and they sleep in the park. When it's raining, they go under the scaffold, make noise, drink, and sleep there. You know, they get offered help, and it's like we need like,
We need a wall.
in my opinion, we need an NYPD, but we need it for quality of life issues, such as this. I think we need mental health outreach on the street there. We have Bronx Works, but I don't think Joe, hello? Hey, Joe. Bronx Works isn't equipped to handle the sort of mental health issues that people have. They'll take people in with homelessness, they'll feed them, they'll offer them housing, but we need people on the street talking to these people. They're not sound of mind, and they're not going to go into someone's van and who promises them housing. So we need some real big bold action, and soon, because we're an overpopulated city and we're an underserved city. And when those things, and you can see those things swirling, and it's not going to be pretty the next 2 or 3 years if it's not addressed. So that's my spiel. Anyway.
God bless you.
We're going to answer.
No.
We're going to answer questions. I ask that everyone raise their hand. I ask that everyone raise their hand before they speak. Okay? I will. But I ask you to raise your hand. I'll call you because we have to be disciplined here. Okay? So if you would like to ask a question, please raise your hand. First, we'll go with Marcy.
Yeah, I raised my hand before that, Raphael.
The state has, this is a state level program where they close down mental health facilities. Rockland State, it's notorious. Kirby on Ward's Island. The people from Kirby were placed in apartments and in low-income housing that has turned into homeless housing for the city, which has almost destroyed Pelham Parkway South. We have an increase in crime, we have people sleeping on the streets, we have people sleeping in the parks, which adds to public health safety of health, because where do they defecate? The diseases are cropping up. I know it's starting in California very bad, we're very close to it. This
California is a
cesspool.
cesspool.
So, in the past, we had group homes, we had facilities where nurses made sure they took their meds. Social workers worked in there to guide them to job works or some kind of meaningful life once their head gets straight with the meds. But now they're being done, and Cuomo's father did it, and now Cuomo did it.